Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Organizing and Collecting.
Ever since then, I've just been organizing and collecting, man.
We find cheap, old lots of cards, buy them, and see if it was worth the investment. We found a Facebook Marketplace ad with a Pete Rose card and some team stickers. I talked them down to just $20 for the box. Let's see what we found. To start, the box looked pretty unorganized with cards just thrown over the top. So I start by sorting them of types of card, looking for hockey, football, baseball, and really anything else that's in the box. I'm not familiar with hockey cards at all, so these will be fun to find out the history behind them. These stickers really caught my eyes with old team logos on them. I'd purchased a Cowboys one off of CollX in the past and thought I could finish my set. These gold ones are the ones that I bought in the past. I didn't know that they had team schedules on the back. I'll have to go back and look. There's definitely a mix of some newer baseball cards in here as well, which is a little bit surprising. A lot of them look really old. Here's that Pete Rose. What's it say? Ooh, looks like this might be one of his last years. We'll keep looking. At this point, I'm thinking this box might be mostly baseball cards, but we'll see. The sets are looking like late 70s and early 80s, which is a time I've never seen before. Oh, Walter Payton, that's a name I know. We might be onto something. Oh, here's a random New Age Pokemon card. And what is this? Bad Luck Margarine. Oh, a few of them. Okay, we're going to have to do some research in these. Okay, it looked like randoms, but now this looks like an ET set from what, early 80s probably. This can get real interesting. I recognize the face and the logo is Charlie's Angels. Okay. And right behind it is the Dukes of Hazzard. I know those names for sure. Now, this is where you lose me. I know nothing about Battlestar Galactica. I'm probably going to have to reach out to some friends or family and see if they might know a little bit more about them and what's important to the story. Okay, these are odd. Know your 50 states. I think these days a lot of people don't know them, so these might be helpful to some elementary school kids. Now I see the Superman logo. These can be collector's items for sure. Next, we got the whole safari. These look like maybe some endangered animals. The mountain zebra. Yeah, that's probably what these are. I don't know the set, but looks like a full set, maybe. You can really see the 70s with some of the artwork and the lettering on these cards for sure. Oh, I think I've seen these before. I think this is the Dream Cars set. Big ones are the Countach, the Testarossa, and a couple others inside of there. I'm definitely going to keep these one for myself. Okay, these ones say Alien. For as much of a cult hit as that movie is, I just was never the biggest fan. I don't know what this lightning looks like. Buck Rogers. No idea. Moonraker. Looks like James Bond, probably, possibly. Not really sure. I'm usually a Daniel Craig guy, but we'll look into it. These look like Superman stickers. Again, pretty collectible looking. And what's right behind? Back to the Future? What number? 2! Okay, this is a good one. I got a couple friends and family that love these movies. Okay, these kind of look like Garbage Pail Kids, but maybe for different brands instead. I bet those were a big thing back when they came out. Hey, we got some Pac-Man stickers. These are definitely before my time, but a lot of people still love Pac-Man, so that'll be a fun one. No idea who Captain Apollo is, but ooh, Jaws, okay. That's a big movie. Now, these guys might be collectible. Looks like Donkey Kong and from back at the arcade age, not even the video game age. Those could be pretty cool. Ooh, what's right behind it? A Desert Storm. Okay. I was just reading about some baseball cards that were Desert Storm exclusive. These could be collectible. We'll keep looking at it here. Now, I'm not a fan, but my dad was always a big Star Trek guy, so I recognize these. I just don't know much about whether it was a movie or the show or what that was. Ooh, Star Trek the motion picture. That answers my question. And last but not least, Saturday Night Fever featuring John Travolta. Don't think I've seen the movie, but again, people loves their Travolta. Here on the screen is all the different sets that we grabbed out of this box. It was a lot. Now let's start talking about some of the pulls. I'm highlighting 10 from each, starting with football. I don't recognize most of the names, but we're going to use CollX for values on these. Here's the Archie Manning card. I know nothing about him as an athlete, but I know that his kids and now grandkid are great. Next up is baseball. Again, I don't know many of the names from here, but we're going to use CollX to find estimated prices on these guys and recent sales that we can reference. For some reason, Greg Pryor has a really big recent sale. Again, here's that Pete Rose. It was towards the end of his career, so not too valuable in the marketplace. CollX shows a lot of these cards as having a little bit of value. Hopefully somebody on there has some interest and will pick them up. All of the pulls from today will be available on CollX at Captain Jose for reasonable market prices. This guy Nolan Ryan keeps popping up, especially in that Desert Storm pack that I talked about earlier. He's got a couple good ones that were in this pack. Ken Griffey Jr. is still a fan favorite, and whenever you have good condition cards, they're always got a little bit of value. This is one of my favorites out of the whole box. Not worth a ton, but I love how reflective it is and how great it looks if you're a Mets fan. Last but not least, we have hockey cards. Somebody tell me about these guys because they all look interesting. I want to learn some more information. So I learned a little bit about those stickers that I saw at the very beginning. There's a couple different years of them, and then there's a couple different series in there as well. 1982 is what I bought previously. I got a Cowboys one, but it looks like there's also two different helmets in there as well. If anybody's interested in these guys, again, they'll be on CollX available. You gotta love the two different Dolphins logos and some of the old ones like the Rams, the Oilers, the Patriots from back in the day. Next up is the hits from the pop culture sets that we found. First up, we got the Pac-Man stickers. Again, these look like they might have been used by operators or they could have been prizes that were handed out for the winners. I just love the art on these, old cars and stylizing them the way that you want. They look pretty cool to me. Next, we have super old superhero stickers with the long arm of the law, Mr. Fantastic, and then which hand has the M&Ms. And my wife and I picked a couple favorites out of these sets: the Girl RD, the Shot Wheels, and a couple of other ones that we think are pretty funny. Picked a couple out of the Indiana Jones series. Harrison Ford has been on another kick lately, and they're pretty collectible, I think. I found a couple of my favorites from that Desert Storm. It's really a lot of weaponry, a lot of the planes and things that they used in the war. Really, I think it's just a bunch of random stuff from that time period, but Lieutenant General Kelly also made it. After the research on the Pac-Man stickers, these Donkey Kong ones still have my eyebrow raised. They've got some collectability and a lot of people know it. I did find one single Grease card. I didn't know they made cards for Grease, but it lines up with the times. Those dream cars again, I picked out a few of my favorites, but I'm going to keep the whole set that I had. Marty McFly in action, the Back to the Future 2 set. I've got a cousin that is the biggest fan. I'm going to gift them to him for Christmas. You can't go wrong with Charlie's Angels. We only got a few, but they look like pretty good ones. After going through these sets, I probably need to watch all of these movies, but Saturday Night Fever, again, a big fan favorite. Get your Daisy Dukes out. We had the whole team on quite a few of these, including the General Lee and the top of the General Lee in a couple. So these guys are going to be in the keep pile. These Superman stickers and cards looked really good. A lot of them had really good color and weren't damaged at all. I'm going to keep them for some upcoming Comic Cons and things like that in the Kansas City area and see if there's something people would be interested in. Look at this one with the original comic book on it. That's awesome. and then Superman in front of the Statue of Liberty. That's an iconic scene. Somebody's going to want that. E.T. Phone Home, one of Spielberg's best. This one had a lot of the scenes from the bicycle jump and things like that that a lot of people reference when they're talking about the movie. Turns out I need to watch more 007 from before Daniel Craig and Pierce Brosnan. This movie looks like it's pretty interesting, and I'll have to check it out. Last but not least, Battlestar Galactica. I just tried to pull out a lot of the main characters and the big metal looking guys that look like chrome stormtroopers. Somebody let me know if these are big people or if it's all worth saving. I've got no idea. I did end up pulling a few from my local team, the Kansas City Chiefs. My favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. And our local Kansas City Royals. Very last, we got a couple skateboard stickers from back in the 70s. No set or anything associated that I could find, but these are pretty cool artwork. Oh yeah, and the random Murkrow from the Halloween packs 2 years ago. I don't know what this was doing in the box. Out of 1,047 total cards, 151 were baseball, 126 football, 19 hockey cards, and 751 pop culture cards, all totaling $360.39 of value from recent sales data on CollX. Let me know in the comments if it was worth it.